What happens when a powerful Nigerian billionaire CEO, feared in boardrooms and respected across Africa, falls hopelessly in love with the one person he was never supposed to notice? His maid? This isn't just a love story. It's a journey from a quiet village in Osun State to the dazzling luxury of Banana Island, Lagos. From betrayal and heartbreak to unexpected kindness. From marble floors and gold-accented interiors to intense jealousy, laughter, and a love that defied status, wealth, and society's expectations. Amanda only wanted a job to help her struggling family. Bola only wanted peace in his mansion. Neither of them planned to find love. But sometimes, the heart doesn't ask for permission. If you enjoy emotional romance, powerful CEOs, village girl transformations, modern Nigerian luxury vibes, intense chemistry, and a little bit of funny drama, make sure you like this story, subscribe for more captivating Nigerian romance tales, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode. Because this love story, it's only just beginning. Amanda had always believed that somewhere beyond the dusty roads of her village in Osun State, a better life was waiting. Every evening, she would sit outside their small bungalow, watching the orange sun melt into the sky, while her father returned from the farm, with tired shoulders and soil-covered hands. Her mother would be inside, fanning the charcoal stove, the smell of boiling yam filling the air. "Amanda," her mother would often say, "education is the only thing that can change your story." But school had stopped for her after secondary level. There was no money for university. Her younger siblings still needed fees, uniforms, books. So Amanda made a quiet decision. If education couldn't take her to the city, work would. She wanted Lagos, not just because it was big, not just because it was loud, but because Lagos meant opportunity. The day Auntie Ronke arrived from Lagos, the entire compound felt it. Her arrival came with noise, honking car, shiny heels, and a cloud of expensive perfume that didn't belong in a village with goats wandering freely. "Auntie Ronke don come," the children shouted. Amanda stepped outside and saw her aunt adjusting her sunglasses like a Nollywood actress. Gold bangles clinked on her wrists. Her handbag looked like it cost more than their roof. "Amanda," Auntie Ronke called dramatically, "you have grown, oh." That night, as they ate pounded yam under a dim bulb powered by a struggling generator, Amanda gathered courage. "Auntie, please," she began softly, "can you help me find work in Lagos? Anything at all. I just want to support Mama and Papa." Auntie Ronke paused mid-chew. She studied Amanda carefully. Amanda was beautiful in a quiet way. Smooth brown skin, large innocent eyes, full lips that didn't know how to lie. She wasn't flashy, she wasn't bold, but she was striking. "There is plenty work in Lagos," Auntie Ronke finally said. "Money is everywhere. You just need confidence." Amanda's heart swelled with hope. "I'm not afraid of hard work," she said quickly. "I can clean, I can cook, I can wash clothes very well." Her aunt smiled, but it was a smile Amanda did not yet understand. "Good," she said. "Pack your things." The journey to Lagos felt like crossing into another world. As the bus entered the city, Amanda pressed her face to the window. Skyscrapers rose into the sky. Billboards displayed smiling celebrities. Cars moved like restless ants. Her heart raced. "This place is big," she whispered. Auntie Ronke laughed. "This is just the beginning." But Lagos was louder than she expected. Faster, sharper. They didn't go to an office. They didn't go to a restaurant. They didn't go to any place that looked like work. Instead, they went to a small apartment in Surulere. That first evening, her aunt brought out a tight red dress. "Wear this," she said casually. Amanda frowned. "For what? You have someone to meet? Employer?" "Yes, something like that." Amanda hesitated. The dress felt unfamiliar, the makeup heavier than anything she had worn before. When she looked in the mirror, she barely recognized herself. "Don't worry," her aunt said. "Just smile. These men are rich. They will take care of you." Something cold slipped into Amanda's stomach. "Men?" Auntie Ronke's expression hardened slightly. "Do you want money or not?" Amanda went quiet. She remembered her father's cracked hands, her mother's tired eyes, her siblings' torn sandals. "I want to help my family," she whispered. The first hotel they went to was in Victoria Island. It was the most beautiful place Amanda had ever seen. Marble floors that reflected light like mirrors, giant chandeliers hanging from ceilings like upside-down crystal gardens. The air smelled of wealth, but her chest felt tight. In the elevator, she finally asked the question that had been sitting in her throat. "Auntie, what kind of job is this?" Auntie Ronke didn't answer directly. "Just behave yourself. Don't embarrass me." The suite they entered was quiet and expensive. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the ocean. Modern Nigerian art decorated the walls, bold tribal patterns in gold and black. A cream velvet couch curved elegantly around a glass table. Everything screamed luxury. And then the door opened. He walked in, tall, composed, wearing a perfectly tailored navy suit. Bola Adeyemi, one of Nigeria's most talked-about billionaire CEOs. Amanda didn't know his name yet. She only knew that her hands had started shaking. Her aunt smiled too widely. "Good evening, sir." Bola nodded once. His eyes shifted to Amanda, and everything changed. She wasn't smiling like the others he had met before. She wasn't confident or seductive. She looked scared. When Auntie Ronke excused herself and left the room, Amanda's fear exploded into tears. Soft at first, then uncontrollable. Bola stopped mid-step. He had walked into hotel rooms like this many times before. Transactional, simple, detached. But this was different. "Why are you crying?" he asked quietly. Amanda wiped her face quickly. "I'm sorry, sir." "Answer me." Her voice trembled. "I didn't know this is the kind of work she brought me for. I only asked for a normal job. I can clean houses. I can cook. I didn't come here to—" Her voice broke completely. Silence filled the suite. Bola felt something unfamiliar stir inside him. Anger, not at her, but at the situation, at whoever thought she belonged here like this. He removed his suit jacket and gently placed it around her shoulders. "What's your name?" "Amanda." He studied her face. No makeup could hide the innocence there. "Would you work as a housemaid?" he asked suddenly. She blinked through tears. "Housemaid? Yes, in my home. Proper salary, proper work, no touching, no nonsense." Her breathing slowed. "You mean real work?" "Yes." Hope flickered in her eyes for the first time that night. "I will do it," she said quickly. "I promise I work very hard. I wake up early. I don't steal. I don't gossip." A small smile touched his lips. "I believe you." Outside, Lagos traffic roared. Inside the suite, a billionaire made a decision that would change both their lives forever. Amanda came to Lagos searching for opportunity. She had no idea she had just walked into destiny. Banana Island did not look real to Amanda. As Bola's black Range Rover passed through the heavily guarded gates, she pressed her fingers together nervously in her lap. The streets were clean. The houses stood tall and proud, each one looking like it had its own personality. When the car finally stopped in front of Bola's mansion, Amanda's mouth fell open. The building was a masterpiece of modern Nigerian architecture. Clean white walls with charcoal gray stone finishing, tall glass panels reflecting the evening sun, and warm golden exterior lights that made the house glow like royalty. "This is your house?" she whispered. Bola glanced at her. "Yes." "Only you?" "Yes." She swallowed. "Are you not scared?" "Of what?" "That the house is too big and it will swallow you?" For the first time that evening, he laughed. Inside, the mansion felt even grander. The living room had double-height ceilings with suspended ring chandeliers that floated like halos. The walls were textured with soft beige paneling, accented by gold trims. Massive abstract art pieces featuring Yoruba motifs hung boldly in the center. The floor, polished marble so smooth, Amanda was afraid to step too hard. "Should I remove my slippers?" she asked quickly. "It's not a shrine," Bola replied. She giggled nervously and stepped in. The space echoed slightly, not because it was empty, but because it lacked warmth. The cream sectional sofa looked untouched. The glass coffee table had no fingerprints. Everything was perfect. Too perfect. Too quiet. "This house is fine," Amanda said slowly, "but it's not happy." Bola paused. "Not happy?" She nodded. "It looks like nobody laughs here." He didn't respond, because she was right. The next morning, Amanda began work. She woke before sunrise out of habit. The staff quarters behind the main building were modest but comfortable, far better than anything she had expected. She knelt beside her small bed and prayed, "God, please don't let me disgrace myself." By 6 a.m., she was in the kitchen, and what a kitchen it was. White marble countertops stretched across the room. Matte black cabinets with gold handles gleamed under recessed LED lighting. A large island stood in the center, with bar stools upholstered in burnt orange leather. Smart appliances blinked softly like they were alive. Amanda stared at the refrigerator. It had a screen. She muttered. "Even fridge get television?" She carefully touched the screen. It lit up. "Good morning, Bola," the fridge announced. Amanda screamed and jumped back. Bola, who had just entered the kitchen in a simple gray t-shirt and joggers, froze. "What happened?" "Your fridge greeted you," she accused. "It's programmed. Program it to greet me too. I'm the one that will suffer inside this kitchen." He leaned against the counter, watching her. "You'll get used to it." She eyed the refrigerator suspiciously. "If it talks too much, I will off it." Bola shook his head, amused. Within days, Amanda's presence began to shift the energy of the mansion. She opened the curtains wide every morning, letting natural sunlight flood the space. She added fresh flowers to the dining table, bright yellow sunflowers that contrasted beautifully with the neutral interior. She rearranged throw pillows, mixing in Ankara-patterned cushions she brought from a local market. The once sterile living room began to breathe. Even the scent changed. Now it smelled like jollof rice, fried plantain, and something sweet baking in the oven. One afternoon, Bola walked in from a meeting earlier than usual. He paused at the entrance. Music was playing softly, old Nigerian highlife. Amanda was mopping the floor, singing loudly and slightly off-key. "Sweet mother, I no go forget you." She spun dramatically with the mop, as if it were a dance partner. Bola folded his arms, watching silently. She turned suddenly and bumped into him. "Jesus!" she shouted. "Sir, are you a ghost?" "Is this how you clean?" he asked calmly. She placed a hand on her chest. "You nearly sent my spirit back to the village." "I knocked. I didn't hear. I was performing." He raised an eyebrow. "Performing?" "Yes. My audience is the chandelier." He looked up at the massive crystal fixture. "It seems impressed." She laughed freely, and in that laugh, something tightened in his chest. Bola began working from home more often. Officially, he told his assistant it was to review strategic documents in a quiet environment. But his office in the mansion had glass walls overlooking the living room, and from there he could see her. See how she hummed while arranging flowers. See how she frowned in concentration when ironing his shirts. See how she scolded the smart vacuum cleaner when it bumped into furniture. "Are you blind?" she would mutter. "Turn left." The vacuum continued straight. Useless. He found himself smiling during conference calls. "Sir," one board member asked over video, "are you still with us?" "Yes," Bola replied quickly, adjusting his expression. "Continue." But his mind was downstairs, with her. One evening, as she set the dining table with gold-rimmed plates and crystal glasses, he spoke unexpectedly. "You don't have to do all this." She looked up. "Do what?" "Make the house lively." She shrugged. "A house must feel like people are inside it. If not, it will become angry." "Houses get angry?" "Yes. Haven't you seen haunted houses in films?" He stared at her. "Is my house haunted?" She leaned closer dramatically and whispered, "It was." "And now?" She smiled softly. "Now it's healing." For a moment, neither of them looked away. Something was shifting. Something deeper than employer and employee. But neither of them had named it yet. Outside, Lagos traffic buzzed in the distance. Inside the mansion, a quiet billionaire was beginning to realize that the peace he thought he wanted had a name. By the third week, Banana Island had started talking. Not loudly, but subtly. Drivers whispered. Security guards noticed. Even Bola's ever-observant house manager, Musa, had raised one eyebrow. Olga has been smiling these days, Musa muttered one afternoon while watching Amanda water the small indoor palms near the staircase. Something is happening. Something was happening. And Bola knew it. It began the day his cousin Tunde came to visit. Tunde was everything Bola was not. Loud, playful, effortlessly charming. He wore expensive perfume like it was oxygen and never missed an opportunity to flirt. He walked into the living room and stopped mid-step. "Ha!" Tunde exclaimed dramatically. "Bola Adeyemi, what happened to your house? It looks alive." Bola adjusted his cufflinks. "What does that mean?" "It means before this place looked like a museum. Now it looks like somebody with sense lives here." Amanda emerged from the kitchen, holding a tray of Chapman drinks, wearing a simple yellow dress that complemented her glowing skin. Tunde froze. "And who," he asked slowly, "is this sunshine?" Amanda blinked politely. "Good afternoon, sir." Tunde placed his hand on his chest. "Sir K, I reject it. My name is Tunde. Your name?" "Amanda," he whistled softly. "Beautiful name, beautiful owner." Bola's jaw tightened. Amanda, unaware of the tension rising like heat from asphalt, smiled shyly and set the tray down. Tunde picked up his glass, but didn't take his eyes off her. "So Amanda," he continued casually, leaning back against the gold-trimmed console table, "how long have you been working here?" 3 weeks, sir. I mean, Tunde. And are they treating you well? Because if not, I can arrange promotion for you." "Promotion?" she asked innocently. "Yes, now, from housemaid to personal assistant, better salary, better exposure," he winked. Bola's voice cut through the room. "She is not interested." Tunde raised an eyebrow. "Did she tell you that?" Silence. Amanda looked between them like someone watching a tennis match. "I like this work," she said quickly. "The house is healing." Tunde burst out laughing. "Healing? Bola, what are you doing to this girl?" Bola stood abruptly. "Tunde, my office. Now." Inside the glass-walled office upstairs, the tension thickened. "What is wrong with you?" Bola demanded. Tunde leaned casually against the bookshelf. "I was only talking to her." "You were flirting." "Of course I was flirting. Have you seen her?" "That is exactly the problem." Tunde's eyes sharpened. "Wait, don't tell me." Bola said nothing. The silence said everything. Tunde straightened. "You, the Bola Adeyemi, billionaire CEO, falling for your maid?" "Lower your voice." Tunde grinned slowly. "Ah, so it's true." Bola ran a hand through his hair, something he rarely did. "I don't know what is happening." Tunde studied him carefully now, the teasing fading slightly. "You like her." Bola exhaled slowly. "I more than like her." "And does she know?" Tunde laughed again. "Omo, this is serious." Downstairs, Amanda was pacing nervously. She had felt the shift. The air had changed when Tunde spoke to her. She didn't understand why Bola's expression had darkened. When Bola finally came downstairs, his face was calm, but his eyes were not. "Amanda," he called. "Yes, sir." He paused. "Stop calling me sir." She blinked. "Eh? My name is Bola." She hesitated. "It feels strange." "Get used to it." She nodded slowly. "Okay." Bola. Hearing his name from her lips did something dangerous to him. Over the next few days, jealousy became a quiet storm inside him. When the delivery driver complimented her smile, Bola noticed. When Musa joked with her in the kitchen, Bola noticed. When Tunde sent a text saying, "Tell Amanda I said hi," Bola nearly threw his phone. He had built companies from nothing, negotiated billion-naira contracts without blinking, faced political pressure and economic instability. But this was warfare of the heart. One evening, he came home earlier than usual. Amanda was in the living room arranging candles on the marble console. The soft amber lighting reflected beautifully against the gold wall accents. creating a warm, romantic glow. She didn't notice him immediately. He watched the way her fingers moved carefully, the way she tilted her head in concentration, the way she hummed softly. He felt possessive, and it scared him. "Amanda," he said quietly. She turned, smiling. "You're back early." She stopped. His expression was different, serious, intense. "Is everything okay?" she asked. He stepped closer. "I don't like the way other men look at you." Her eyes widened slightly. "Other men?" "Yes," she blinked in confusion. "But I can't control their eyes." His lips twitched despite himself. "That's not funny." She tried not to smile. Small funny. He took another step forward. The distance between them shrank. "Amanda," he said softly, "if anyone ever makes you uncomfortable, you tell me." She searched his face. "Why?" The question hung heavy. Because he cared. Because he burned with jealousy. Because the thought of losing her made his chest tighten. But he had not said it yet. Instead, he replied quietly, "Because you're under my protection." She tilted her head. "Am I in danger?" "Yes," he whispered, before he could stop himself. Her eyes widened. "From who?" He swallowed. "From me." The room went silent. The chandeliers hummed faintly above them. Outside, distant Lagos traffic moved as usual. But inside that gold-accented living room, something irreversible had begun. The line between employer and something much deeper was about to disappear. Sleep abandoned Bola. For the first time in years, the man who controlled markets and commanded boardrooms lay awake, staring at the dark ceiling of his master bedroom. The room was large, elegant, and expensive. Italian furniture, warm indirect lighting, textured walls with gold trims, but it felt smaller than ever. Because Amanda had moved into his thoughts and refused to leave. Her laugh, her innocence, the way she said his name like it was something fragile. By morning, Bola knew one thing with terrifying clarity. If he did not speak now, he would lose control of himself later. Amanda sensed it too. That day, she was unusually quiet. No singing, no dancing with the mop. Even the smart vacuum cleaner escaped her usual insults. She felt watched. Not in a frightening way, in a heavy way. Every time she turned, she caught Bola looking at her, quickly averting his eyes like a guilty teenager. At lunch, she finally spoke. "Did I do something wrong?" she asked softly as she placed his plate on the dining table. He looked up. "Why would you think that? You've been quiet, and when rich people are quiet, it usually means trouble." Despite himself, he smiled. "No trouble," he said. "Just thoughts." She nodded. "Thoughts can be dangerous." He studied her face. "You speak like someone much older." She shrugged. "Life teaches fast when poverty is the teacher." That sentence hit him harder than any insult ever had. That evening, Bola canceled all his appointments. He changed into a simple black shirt and trousers. No suit, no billionaire armor. The mansion lights were dimmed, warm and soft. The gold accents glowed quietly. Candles flickered on the console table Amanda had arranged earlier. She was in the kitchen when he called her. "Amanda." "Yes, see." "Bola." "Come and sit." Her heart skipped. She wiped her hands on her apron nervously and joined him in the living room, perching carefully on the edge of the cream sofa. "Am I in trouble?" she asked. "No," he said quickly, "but we need to talk." Her fingers twisted together. Talking usually leads to trouble. He exhaled slowly. "I need you to listen first. Don't interrupt." She nodded. He stood, pacing once, just once, before stopping in front of her. "I brought you into this house because you needed protection," he began. "I told myself I was helping you, that I was doing the right thing." She watched him closely. "But somewhere between your singing in the mornings and your arguments with my appliances," he continued, "I lost control of that story." Her brows furrowed slightly. "I started looking forward to coming home," he said, "not because of rest, because of you." Her breath caught. "I found myself angry when other men laughed with you, jealous when they looked at you, and that scared me." She swallowed. "Amanda," he said, his voice low and honest, "I have never been jealous in my life." Silence pressed down on them. Then he said it. The words fell like thunder. Amanda's mind went blank. "You love me?" she whispered. Yes. But I'm your maid. No. But you're a billionaire. I'm a man. She stood up suddenly, pacing now, her emotions spilling over. This is not fair, she said. You saved me. You gave me work. How do I know this is not pity? His answer was immediate. Because pity does not burn like this. She stopped walking. He stepped closer, but did not touch her. I respect you too much to force anything, he said. If you say no, I will accept it. Nothing changes. You keep your job, your dignity, your safety. Her eyes filled with tears. And if I say yes? She asked quietly. His voice softened. Then we walk slowly, carefully, on equal ground. She laughed shakily through her tears. People will laugh at me. I have been laughed at by politicians, he replied. I survived. I don't know how to be a billionaire's partner. I don't know how to love someone like you, he admitted, but we can learn. She looked around the glowing mansion, the marble floors, the gold accents, the quiet luxury. Then she looked at him. But promise me one thing, she said. Anything. Don't ever make me feel small. His eyes darkened with emotion. I swear, he said, I will spend the rest of my life making sure you never feel that way again. She stepped closer, not into his arms, but close enough. I don't know what the future looks like, she said softly, but I know how you make me feel. And how is that? Safe. That word broke him. He reached out slowly, giving her time to pull away. She didn't. When his hand finally held hers, it wasn't explosive, it was grounding. Outside, the city of Lagos continued its chaos. Inside the mansion, something precious had been born. Not a scandal, not a transaction, but a dangerous, beautiful love that was about to be tested by envy, class, and a world that would not be kind. And somewhere far away, a woman named Auntie was about to realize that the girl she tried to sell had become untouchable. If you like this story, subscribe for more captivating Nigerian romance tales and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode. Because this love story, it's only just beginning.